Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we are doing a product preview on the DLS MCW10. It's a 10-inch subwoofer, musical from their performance series. This is 4 ohm, 200 watt RMS nominal power, and of course 400 max. So the thing that's cool, I think when I started back in the 80s, started with very musical subs, very similar to this. This reminds me of some old subs I had back in my first car, and I had 6 amplifiers, I had tweeters in every panel, and I had some very musical subwoofers. So I do know a lot about this type of product. Obviously, as the years have gone by, that's changed a lot, but I think the thing to recognise here is that DLS, being a musical company, and it's all high fidelity and hi-fi, you're going to see, well, just have a look. I'll just grab the box. Now, the other thing I thought was very cool, you're going to notice, you don't see that, very rarely do you see that on on the front of a box when you buy it for a 10-inch sub, but it says it likes to be in a sealed box between 18 and 20 litres, a vented box around 23 litres with a 3-inch port at 25 cms long. Now, that's pretty cool. At the end of the day, that's pretty well what we used to do. You don't see that being done a lot these days, especially sealed and vented with aero ports. People are doing slot ports these days. But again, from experience knowing, for musical enclosures, nothing's going to beat a nice 3-inch port, a nice, round aero port, or even sealed is ultimately where car audio started pretty well. Or I guess what we called it, we used to run them free air, but the boot became the enclosure in the old days. But we'll just have a look at the back of the sub as well. We actually just do a bit of a look. So you can obviously see that's a 10. I'll flick it around the other side. Now, obviously you can see what they're promoting here. I'll just turn that around so you can actually see. So they're saying on the back of that, supernatural bass. And I think, this is the thing we need to remember when you're looking at this type of product. It is made for music. It's made to be musical. It's looking for that attention to detail. And it's really targeting music for your car, where you are looking to sort of, duplicate high-end home audio sound. And I think that's the weird thing. I've always tried to, in my systems, I've always tried to get the sound as close as I could to my floor standers at home. And if you are lucky enough to have a high-end pair of home floor standers, you can imagine the challenges there are in trying to replicate that back in a vehicle. And it can be done. That's DLS, or one of the brands, one of the few brands that come from the 80s that knew this, that people were looking for that really hi-fi, high-fidelity sound, and bass notes that were very quick and snappy, and they're not bass that's going to shake the whole car. Don't get me wrong, that you'll feel it, but it's a different type of bass. And I think it's great to see that there's still musical brands, or in this case DLS, providing a subwoofer that's just purely focused around music. It's a clarity type sound. If you're wanting to obviously knock the window out of the car, this would not probably be the option. But what I'm trying to say is that it's just providing that home audio sound versus a car concert. It's sort of getting that detail that you might be at home enjoying your music, and the bass notes that you just like, that it's just very clinical, and the bass is there as required. Then these musical subwoofers are perfect for that type of job. And I think you wouldn't be disappointed playing in this area. And I think 10's a great starting point, and we will be looking at the 12 after this one. But today we're looking at the 10. If you'd like to know, or you're looking for more information about this subwoofer, you will find that on hifihq.com.au for Australia, or hifihq.co.nz for New Zealand. And again, this DLS MCW10, this is what we are looking at today, which is the 10-inch musical subwoofer from DLS. So again, thank you for tuning into AB Sound Advice, and we will see you next time.